This one starts at a party, and it's one of those situations where nothing is wrong at first, but the tone just slowly shifts. So she's dating this guy who also works in tech, but he's on about 65,000 and she's on 130,000, working as a mechanical engineer and pretty successful. But when she tells it, you can already tell she doesn't see her work as her identity. So when her boyfriend brings her along to meet his friends, they start doing that thing where everyone introduces themselves through their job title, but she just doesn't do it. She talks about hiking, archery, road trips and camping, the stuff she actually cares about. And it's not performative, it's just what comes to mind. Eventually someone asks about her job, and she kind of laughs it off and says that she doesn't want to talk about it at a party. Then casually mentions that she spent the whole day in 95-degree heat trying to replace a busted motor, only to find the replacement part was also useless, which is true. But if you're listening to that without context, it doesn't exactly scream high-paying engineering role. And that's kind of how the night goes. She makes little comments here and there, talking about how dealership repairs are a rip-off, mentioning that she's planning to go help out an old neighbour whose trailer caught fire. Nothing weird on its own, just normal life stuff. But altogether, it paints a picture, and not the one they assume. Because as the night goes on, people are drinking more, conversations get looser, and a couple of his friends, not even close ones, start making comments. At first it's kind of disguised as jokes, something about her growing up in a trailer. Then it shifts. Gold digger comments, saying she's probably just waiting to jump to someone richer. And it's not subtle. It's that lazy default kind of assumption, the kind that doesn't really come from anything specific. It's just sitting there ready to be applied. And sometimes people don't need evidence, they just need a story that fits what they already believe. So she's standing there hearing all of this, waiting for him to say something, because that's the part that matters. Not just what his friends are saying, but whether her boyfriend is going to step in. And he doesn't. Later, he explains, says that he'd had a smoke and got quite high, and when he's high, he struggles to keep up in conversations like that. But in the moment, there's just silence. And silence does something weird in situations like that. It doesn't feel neutral, it feels like agreement. So she lets it go for a bit, tries to brush it off, but it keeps coming back. Little digs, repeated jokes, the same underlying assumption. And eventually she just hits a point. It's not explosive or chaotic. It's more like she's just done negotiating with it. And she looks at them and says, "Why would you even say that when I make twice what he does?" And there's a pause. The kind where everyone suddenly has to reevaluate the entire situation they thought they understood. Then she keeps going. "There's no gold to dig here. Not with him, not with anyone in this room. So what is it? Do you think I'm cheap or do you think I'm stupid?" And that lands, because now it's not a joke anymore. Now it's just uncomfortable. The dynamic flips really quickly when the person that you're underestimating doesn't match the version that you created in your head. And no one really has anything to say after that. And her boyfriend immediately wants to leave, which already tells you how he feels about it. So they get out of there and he's upset. Not about what his friends said, but about what she said. He tells her it was humiliating, that now everyone thinks that she's a bitch. And she kind of throws it back, almost without thinking. It's like, at least they know I'm a rich bitch, which doesn't de-escalate things. But at that point, she's not really trying to smooth it over, because from her side, the issue isn't what she said. It's that she had to say something. She tells him straight that she would have stayed quiet if he'd handled it himself, if he'd just checked his friends when they crossed the line. But he didn't, and she wasn't going to stand there and let it keep happening. And that's where it stays. He feels embarrassed, she feels unsupported. And neither of them really moves from that point. Because this isn't just about one comment at a party. It's about what happened in that very small window when someone is being disrespected, and the person next to them decides whether to step in or stay quiet. People will tell you who they are in those moments. Not with what they say, but with what they let slide. So now it's just sitting there, not resolved, just tense. And I think the real question isn't even whether she should have said it. It's whether she should have needed to. Like, if you're in that situation, are you speaking up? Or are you waiting for the person beside you to do it first? Thanks for judging that one with me on Am I the Asshole But Zen. Let's see if your verdict changes next time.